Welcome, everybody. Welcome to STL Made Me. It's me, Fast Money Bill. I'm here to tell y'all my outlook. Hope y'all having an amazing day. Y'all know I really don't want to come on here and talk to y'all. But since I got to talk to y'all, I'm here to tell y'all an in-depth story on my views and my points and some of the things that happened to me in my city. Um, First, I need you to hit that like and subscribe button, first off. And let me sit back and let me tell y'all how I stumbled into a game. Okay, for this, I would have to say this is about let's see, everybody remember when the movie Bloods and Crips came out, right? Uh Everybody remember when the Blood and Crip movie came out, right? Colors, right? If I'm not mistaken, I was kind of young. Just imagine, came out in '88. Around this time, I probably was, mm, I was living on the west side of St. Louis, on Aldine and Euclid, 4900. And Colors just came out. I think I was in like the, 89, boy. I think I was like in the sixth grade. I was going to Washington Montessori. Shout out to Washington Montessori. They had already been around. Gangs had been around. But me as a young kid, they were never. St. Louis is a strange city. I've seen other cities where one gang predominantly takes over a whole city. But the one thing I can't say about my city is that we ain't taking that. We ain't letting nobody come in and run nothing. Not no one person. You going to sure you getting out. So, okay, let me get back to the story. So it is 1988, 88. Let's see. If I ain't mistaken, I'm staying on Aldine. NWA is popping straight out of Compton. Life is Too Short was popping in. Freaky Tales. And we were, I was in the sixth grade. So from the time I got to the field to the time I got to the sixth, that's when gangs became prevalent. And man, it was a whole new world for me. It was like being thrown in the fire. So I was always one of them quiet kids. I didn't get to be bad until I got to a little bit while later. So I'm going to Washington, and this is my first interaction with gangs. I see all these kids, see all the cool kids hanging out. They're the older kids. They six and seven and eighth graders. I'm in the sixth. Um, had some guys named Sean Rose, Dwight Rhodes, uh, um, let's see, Fat Ronnie, Big Kitchen, guys like that. Everybody, these guys were from the Holdeman Tracks. And if you don't know about the Holdeman Tracks, it's a little stretch, not a little stretch, it's a long street that just that look like tracks. Have to get into that with y'all. Y'all have to do the damn look it up yourself. But it's called the Holdeman Tracks. And they all hung around with each other. We all went to Washington. I was impressionable young man. So I seen him. I wanted to be like him. So I always looked up to these guys, knowing that I shouldn't be looking up to these guys. But for some strange reason, they had the run of the school. Everybody knew them. Everybody messed with them. They had all the girls, everything. Or maybe just my mind, I was looking at it as a young kid, just struck something new to me. So I get through sixth grade. Sixth grade, go off without a hitch. I'm not in the gang. I'm not messing around. I'm not none of that. I'm just a little stupid little kid at this time in St. Louis, running around busting car windows and, oh my God, doing all the stuff I ain't supposed to be doing. Seventh grade come. I'm at Washington Montessori closed. The school across the street bought them. So I had to go to Martin Luther King Junior School, which was called King Middle, which was located on Kings Highway and, if I'm mistaken, I think it's Cobrillion. So I'm at King. For some strange reason, our school is getting renovated, so we don't got no sixth graders. It's just seventh and eighth graders. So I'm at King Middle, seventh grade. Now I'm still on the west side, but like I said, at this time, that's when they started messing with the St. Louis public school system. Started renovating all the schools, middle schools, high schools, so everybody was getting bussed around in different schools. So I get to the school where I'm still on Aldine, but I go to a school with a whole bunch of Crips, which was I was with. That's what this Holdeman. The Holdeman tracks was six. They were 107 AGC, 6 dudes, one of them at the time. My bad. Kitchen Crips, whatever it was. 6 dudes ECC. My bad. I'm sorry. So now I'm over there with the other. Now I'm here with the other side. Now I'm here with the 6 O's and the 19s and all these stuff. I'm here with the guys that go to Mimica, from Mimica, the Urseries, Lil Don, all these type of guys. So we hanging out. I mean, well, I ain't hanging out. They hanging out. I'm in school. I'm still a stupid little kid. I'm 7th grade. I'm still smelling myself. I'm still a mama's boy. So I get through gang wars back and forth, back and forth. So one day, my school have a ride, a 7th grade ride. So I move on the west side. I'm still on the west side, but I come from Aldine and Euclid, and I move on Page and Clarendon. So now I'm on the west side. I'm still in the same. I'm at King Middle, but now I'm on the west side of Page. Now think about this. At this time, St. Louis was notorious for this Bloods and Crips. It just came and swept us by storm. I mean, you couldn't even go in nobody's hood and have on you couldn't go in a Crip hood and have on an all blue shirt with a little red polo horse on your shirt. If you had that little red polo horse, they was whooping you. They would beat people off the bus. They were doing all this when everybody was fighting. Guns hadn't came in effect yet. And those who had them they weren't just off the porch. They were on in the crib. So you know what I mean. So I'm going to King Middle. I'm going to school with a whole bunch of Crips, Mimica mob. And I just moved on Page and Clarendon on the west side. So I stayed in the 5800 of Page. I stay right here, but my best friend, my friends stay in the next building. Then my other friends stay in the next building. But the next house after that, which is 4 houses down from me, is where, let me get this straight. the guy, some blood stayed, which was some bloods from 5-0 Wells Mob, if I'm not mistaken. Um, they were Babyface, Ricky, and I'm not sure where Hitman T was from, but I know that the King of the Bloods was actually used to be on my street all the time. He was the equivalent to what Dorsey was to the BODs, if you know the Dorsey BODs. But that was his main enemy. That's who, they got into it with. So I used to come home every day from a Crip school. Mind you now, I ain't in no gang. I used to come home every day from a Crip school going to a blood neighborhood. So all day I'm seeing blue, and then I go home and I walk past all these guys, and everybody got red on her. I'm talking about his brother Chaos out there. He got a shout out to Chaos. He had a song back in the day called B World. And they all hanging out, nothing but red, everybody out on page. Now I'm looking at the red, I'm looking at the red now. But I go see the blue, so I try to stay neutral. In my mind, in my head as a kid, I just really wasn't even into that. I wasn't even off the porch yet. Get through 7th grade, well, they had a ride. So my neighborhood, guy by name Dead-Eye Michi, a guy named Black Jesse. They were from the west side. I can't remember where they were from, y'all. I'm pretty old, so I can't remember. I knew they were Bloods. They decided to come over to my school and jump on the guy from the Mimica Mob. So they ran all up my school. It was a big thing. They ran up on buses. They hit a dude named, a guy I know named Carlos in the head with a bat. They beat him up. Okay. So now it's tension. I'm finna grade go to the 8th grade. Now this is where the story really kick in. So I'm in the 8th grade. I'm still at King Middle. Same Mimica Mob guys there. Nobody notices me. I'm under the radar. But I live in a blood neighborhood. At this time, it's really like, it don't matter where you is in St. Louis. I don't care where you say you from. And if you say you ain't in none, they ask you. If they ask you where you from and you say you from such and such, that's where you from. Wherever you at, that's where you from in St. Louis. So I don't know if it's like that everywhere else, but I know in St. Louis, if you say I'm from the north side, that's where, or such and such, that's where you from. Even though you don't live there, that's where you from, if that's where you stay. So it's at the height, 8th grade. Everybody, all the Crips in my school, they really amped up. All the Bloods in my neighborhood, they amped up. So the BODs won with the Bloods, and it's really heavy. I'm on the west side of the middle of it. Like I am on Page at Clarendon, the line that separates the BODs and the Bloods is Page and Union. So if you go over on Cross Union, on the other side, that's BOD territory. On the other side, going towards Kings Highway, is, So I decide I'm in the 8th grade. I'm going back and forth to school. It's maybe halfway into my 8th year. I'm playing with my friends. So just imagine this, y'all. This is how quick it went. The day before, we were kids. The same friends I had, I'm playing with them. The same friends I had, I've been kicking it with. We out playing catch a girl, get a girl, kill a man, hide and seek. The regular kid stuff. Doing stuff we ain't supposed to be doing. Me and my guys. I think it was a guy. I think I had some friends. My friend was named Brandon, Leon, and Porky. So, yeah, I had a friend named Porky, Big Porky. So, we playing one day. We all dap up. We going on in the house. All right, next day. This is the day that I didn't know was gonna one of the days they gonna change my life. So I get up, go to school like everything ain't nothing happening. It's a normal day. So I come home. When I get home, all the bloods outside. I'm talking about they like 30 deep. It's red everywhere. It's a sea of red standing out on Babyface front. This is where everybody used to be at Babyface. Shout out to Sister Trina too. So and Woosie, Sister Woosie. So I'm coming home from school. By the time I got to two, I walk past the bloods, they looking at me. You know, they know me, but they looking at me. Now I've never said none of any of these guys. They know me. I know they sisters. I know Babyface. I know Ricky. No Hitman T. No K. I know all these guys. But as far as having a conversation or whoop, like really hanging out, no. They just know me. Hey, little dude. All right. So I'm coming home. Got my books. So it's time for me to come outside. I come outside. My friends got on red bandanas. Hold on, wait a minute. You when we just playing hide go see yesterday. Is it what you? Yeah, man. We bloods now. Y'all what? We bloods. Oh man, we can't play with you unless you a blood. Boom. Peer pressure kicks in. For the first time in my life, there go peer pressure. Never knew what it felt like, never knew what it was, but there it is right there at that moment. My friends told me that if I wasn't one of them, they couldn't play with me no more. So I'm rational. I sits back and I thinks about it. I'll get back with y'all tomorrow about it. I'm gonna go in. So I'm thinking about it. Now, mind you, I say I go to a Crip school and I live in a blood neighborhood. So I'm back and forth. I'm back and forth. Now, man, you this ain't nothing but the next day. Next day, I gotta go and give them an answer. Either I'm in or I'm out. So I get home, I'm thinking about it all day. And I said, well, I do like red. Everybody don't. I'm giving myself every opportunity to get up out of this, but I'm also talking myself into it. Stupid little kid. Stupid little kid. So I'm saying to myself, well, I only go to school with the Crips for a couple hours, but I got to live with the Bloods. So just remember when I say where you live at. So I hate to inform y'all, I have to regret that when I got home, I got jumped in. And when I say I got jumped in, y'all, my friends beat me up. So now I'm a blood. Never been in the streets, don't know what's going on. Just been a bad little kid, but now I done stepped into some big boy shoes. I stumbled into being a gang member because my friends told me that they wouldn't play with me no more if I wasn't a gang member. So I could easily see what happens to kids anywhere when that type of pressure is put on. They in. And I was a smart, rational young man. I had, like I told you, it took me 24 hours to even think about it. I had a pro and con in, but I had more pros than I did cons. I don't know if it was the allure of the streets. I don't know what it was. I actually, now that I think about it, I just wanted to hang with my friends. I don't think that the color part even involved. It really was involved in it, and I was naive. I really didn't know what it was. I heard about it, but I never really knew what it was. So from then on, there, me and my friends, everybody going to get brown Dickie suits, red Dickie suits, anything red we in. Later on that year, the king of the Bloods, Hitman T, get killed. He has his body dug up and pissed on. Yeah, I know, man. St. Louis, well, yeah. Shout out to my partner though. Shout out to his brother Chaos, and shout out to King T, Hitman T. So yeah, y'all. I just wanted to get to tell y'all the story, man. Y'all can drop y'all comments. Y'all can like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And I'm gonna get into Hitman T too. He gonna be on St. Louis Made Me. He gonna be one of the people because he through my eyes. I done seen somebody do Dorsey's story through their eyes, but I ain't seen nobody do Hitman T that was actually there a little bit through my eyes. So now I'm an 8th grader. I'm a blood. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I have no idea, no concept of what being a blood is about. I was just a kid yesterday, 24 hours ago. So now me and my friends on the block, we ain't playing little kid games no more. We beating up the BODs and spray paint tagging and just hanging out. So that's how I became a gang member. After that, I gang banged for a couple more years, but I wasn't really into it. It kind of got whacked to me. I told you I was always a smart and rational dude, and I was always in the streets, but I was always a hustler. Money was always over everything. It was always up. We're gonna get into all that. That's gonna be a part of my thing too. On how, I'm gonna have to change some names. But we're gonna get into that. Yeah. We're gonna get into the drug dealing for the aspect of it too. But yeah, so the gang thing was really never it was never about the color. It was about the camaraderie of being with your friends, just having to have a color with it. As I got older, maybe a couple years in, I wasn't really into it like that. I love my neighborhood, I love my city. But I started getting in the streets more and started making more and more money. So as I started making money, I had to think about it. So somebody called me and say, I got $100, but I'm on such and such. Now St. Louis is on site. You can't go nowhere in St. Louis. When they meet, you better check the news. Because when they say on site, they mean on site. They don't care if you're pumping gas. They don't care if you're with your kids. They don't care about none of that. So St. Louis is on site. So I had to think about how I was moving. I can't be no gang member and not go to certain parts of the city to get money. That don't make no sense. So I had another decision to make, and I made a big boy decision. I put the money over the color. And not necessarily drop my flag, I put it to the side. everybody always know me as what I am. I'm gonna always be a blood to the end of me. It's a piece of me. But you can love it in a different way. When they say when people say blood, they mean gangs. When I say blood, I mean my neighborhood. I mean my friends. I mean the camaraderie. And I ain't trying to justify it. I said what I said. So how can I be in the streets and not be and try to get this money, but I can't go in enemy territories? So something got to shake. Oh, I know what to shake. Let me get rid of these enemies. That ain't what I do no more. So everybody respected that. I was never that deep in to where even if I did do something, people don't know what I did. Even if I did do something, it wasn't known to the public for me to not be able to come back. Like kill a rival gang member or something like that. You know, don't nobody know what I did. So I can come back, so I can get out of it. So I'm out. And I think that was one of the best decisions in my life, because that decision allowed me to move around the city that many people are not known to move around. I am one of the very few that can go to any hood and hop out anywhere with no problems, no issues. But I thank y'all for watching me, man. Y'all drop y'all comments, drop y'all things, drop y'all likes and subscribes. I'm learning. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better. The platform gonna get better. With y'all help, y'all gonna critique me. And I'm gonna tell my stories. Go check out STL. Go check out STL Mamie. It's gonna be a docu-series about our city through my eyes. That right there is a representation of what people see on the outside. My representation is going to be on what's on the other side of that arch. So I just want to get on her and share how I stumbled into a gang. Which I stumbled. So y'all be safe out there. Don't spread love. Don't let nobody else change who you are. And let's be great.